I am Carmeletha Ford. I am known to some as Evangelist Carmeletha. I am a single mother of 4 beautiful children. I am a daughter, a sister, auntie, and I am a grandmother. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I was raised in a small city outside of Chicago, Illinois by the name of Zion. I sing. I am a psalmist. I am a writer. I am an author. But most of all, I am a child of God.
Tell me about a tough time in your life that made you the champion that you are today.
A tough time in my life that made me the champion that I am today. I can remember the time when it was very difficult and dark time of my life. And as you know, a lot of us have shared, or shall I say, a lot of us have experienced dark places in our lives. But as it pertains to me personally, one of the dark times that made me a champion today was when times had gotten really rough for me as a mother. And having to raise 3 beautiful children and be able to maintain sanity throughout the difficult times, such as making sure there was a roof over your head, or making sure that your bills were met and that you didn't end up in complicated situations such as what we call the judicial system. Very tough time in my life when I didn't have the means or the resources to be able to provide for my family. And that experience is nothing that I would wish on anyone or any enemy, for lack of better terms. It's more or less to say I ended up homeless, having to live from hotel to hotel. I ended up having to send my children away to my mom for about a good year. And sending them away for a year was really the best opportunity as it pertains to the situation at hand. It was more or less like either send them away or either we all would be living on the streets. And that was something that I couldn't bear to see. It's one thing where you yourself is in a situation, but it's another thing when it affects the whole entire family. However, God is good. I was able to send my children home for a year, still remained to stay in a hotel. And as a matter of fact, I remember one day the general manager at this particular hotel in Alabama, she noticed that every day I was coming down and just making my room rent. And she got to a point where she began to question as to why I was staying for such a long time. But anyway, she approached me and she asked me, she said, you know what? She said, I think maybe we should try to put you on a monthly rental. And this story is it could be very long, but however, in the end, she was nice enough to work out something with me where I was able to pay every single month a fee that was less than any type of apartment rental whatsoever. And I was able to actually bring my children back. And they were staying with me in a studio hotel room. We had a kitchenette, bed, everything was in one room, but we were together. And that was the most important part. So when I'm talking about going through a tough time to make you a champion, I'm talking about when there are people being put in the right places to actually help you through your process. Because at some point in time, I had to get to a place where I was able to think through some things, and where I was able to gather up all the fragments and all the pieces and put them together to understand, okay, this is just a trick of the enemy. This is a place that the devil really is enjoying me being. And as long as I continue to focus on what I didn't have, then that would keep me from not having. So anyway, I just started to really just change my way of thinking, change my thought process. And it was like, I will be victorious. I will come out. I was praying that God would just send me, send me people that were positive. Surround me with people that were going places and have desires and really had dreams and ambitions that they were really working on. And one day, this is so funny, I was attending a church, and I was a member of a church, and I was faithful, and I was singing, and I'm on TV, and I'm doing all these little things as far as the community is concerned. And I said, you know what? I really am an evangelist. Because people from all over would come to me after they would hear me singing, after they would hear me speak, and they would say something to the effect of me blessing them out of what was coming out of me. So yeah, I'm sure we all had wow moments, but that was truly a wow moment, because they didn't have any idea as to what I was actually going through. But long story short, I went to my leader and I told my pastor, I said, I have been called to evangelize. I understood my purpose, I understood who I was, and I understood the representation. I understood who I represented. And it was God the whole time. God who carried me through all those processes. And now here I am, have a platform that He has actually provided for me. And so why wouldn't I take a chance? Because I am victorious. So of course, I began to minister more, sing more, worship more, get more involved, have clear understanding of what I was involved in, because that's key. You must understand your environment and who you're connected to. So I began to push. And I think that was the thing that kept me in that dark place, was that I wasn't pushing. I was actually ready to give up. But how many of us know that sometimes it just takes for the right person to come along, just to push you into that next place, the next place of thinking. I began to evangelize, began to do what God called me to do. Blessings just flourishing, people being put in the right places. The angel of the Lord was just all over. Things that I would touch would increase and multiply. Places I would go, my feet would tread, walk into blessed places. So it was just amazing, the turnaround. When you begin to think on things that are pure and just and lovely, as though the scripture says, then that is when you can really begin to see the manifestation of God's blessings. This is who I am. Not only am I Carmeletha Ford, not only am I evangelist Carmeletha, but I am victorious. I am a child of God, and I am truly a champion.